We're here at Los Nietos Community and Senior Center in Whittier that provides extensive programming for seniors and persons with disabilities, including recreation, food, and wellness. With the aging population rising across the United States, Los Angeles County is stepping up to ensure that older adults and adults with disabilities can live with dignity and independence. Welcome to One-on-One, where we dive deeper into the issues of our time with the county leaders driving solutions. In this episode, we sit down with the director of the Department of Aging and Disabilities, Dr. Laura Trejo, an internationally recognized expert and advocate in the field. The population of Los Angeles County is rapidly aging, home to nearly 2 million older adults over the age of 60. And in just 7 years, a quarter of California's population is projected to be 60 or older. California also has the highest number of older adults living in poverty, with individuals over the age of 50 being the fastest growing segment of the unhoused population. 2 years ago, the Board of Supervisors created the Aging and Disabilities Department to better serve these vulnerable populations and establish a model for the nation. We are here with Dr. Laura Trejo, who is the first director of LA County's Aging and Disabilities Department, established in 2022 to oversee and take care of the needs of our growing aging population. Thank you so much for being here.
Happy to be here.
So talk to us about the programs and services that this department takes care of.
The Department of Aging and Disabilities really has a wide array of services we offer to the community, all the way from protective services for dependent and older adults in our community. We also have extensive resources and services for older adults in our area agency on aging and also in our 14 community and senior centers. And we're now in the development of our disabilities programs for adults with disabilities. We're very excited. We just launched Aging and Disability Resource Collaborative, which is regional in Los Angeles, in partnership with the 6 independent living centers.
And LA County's population is aging. In fact, by 2030, older adults will make up 1/4 of California's population. So are we living longer?
We are living longer. That's the great news to the audience, right?
And currently there are about 1.4 million people in LA County that are 65 and older, and that number is expected to almost double in the next 5 years. So what is your department doing to make sure that this older population has all the services they need?
We work in extensive partnership with the Department of Health Services, Public Health, law enforcement, everybody in LA County that may actually touch the lives of an older adult or an adult with disability. And so what we're trying to do is also educate them about the changing population and what they should be doing differently in order to be more supportive of older adults and adults with disabilities.
No one escapes from having an older adult or becoming an older adult in their lifetime. So this is something that will touch us all at one point or another. The older population do have specific needs and concerns. For example, food insecurity, social isolation. What is your department doing to meet their needs?
In the area of food insecurity, one of our biggest programs is our nutrition program. We not only provide senior lunches at locations like this senior center, but we also deliver meals in the home. During the pandemic, it was our experience in home delivery that became life-sustaining for literally tens of thousands of older adults throughout the entire region, because they didn't have to go outside of their homes in order to receive food. That is one of our largest programs to really address food insecurity. In terms of social isolation, we are learning, like the rest of the world, the impact that social isolation can have on people. Partnering with the Department of Public Health to try to come up with solutions and interventions that will support the well-being of people aging in Los Angeles. We're trying to create fun things that people can do, as well as, webinars, workshops, educational fact sheets, et cetera. Our community and senior centers serve as focal points in our neighborhoods and communities. This is where we welcome older adults, their families, their supportive caregivers to come and participate in the services that we deliver here.
This center we visited is one of 14 that the department oversees. And you have a strong connection to the elderly population because you take care of your own 87-year-old mother. So talk to us about how that informs how you do your job.
You know, every day, I think all of us, when we have the privilege of having older adults in our families and in our lives, we are constantly learning. It allows me to be informed about what kinds of services and supports families and older adults may need. And so I'm constantly paying attention and looking not only at my mother, but also her friends.
Her lived experience also allowed her to see the importance of digital accessibility for the elderly.
My godmother developed Alzheimer's, and my mother was her touch point. So our family created a way that the two of them could do FaceTime. We were using technology, but we're also using old school, which is social connection. Our Bridging the Digital Divide program not only provides 8-week classes so that older adults learn about how to use the devices, but they also have access to receiving an actual tablet that has a 2-year data plan. We also help people to apply for low subsidy digital plans when the time arrives.
I also understand that ARPA helped a lot of your programs. Explain what ARPA is and the different programs that it has funded.
That was part of the federal government's response to the COVID pandemic. They provided American Recovery funds. One of the things that we're using our dollars for is to build computer literacy labs within 5 of our centers. We enter into a partnership with the Department of Public Social Services. We were able to secure over $10 million in grants for Los Angeles County in order for us to continue to expand the work of digital accessibility to persons who are older adults and adults with disabilities. We're very proud of the tremendous diversity of activities that occur in our centers. I can tell you a few years ago, we were using Xboxes in our senior centers. In East LA, they all wanted to learn how to ski on the Xbox. Nowhere else in LA County did anybody ask for the skiing app. In East LA, that's what they wanted, that's what they got. So for us, it's really reflecting what our consumers are asking us for.
And are most of your programs free of cost?
They are. Most of the programs in all of our community and senior centers are free of charge to the community. We want you to come here, so we want to make sure that we're not putting additional barriers.
According to Justice in Aging, 37% of adults 65 or older don't make enough money to meet their basic needs. So what is your department doing to make sure that our elderly don't end up on the streets or homeless and that they have enough supportive services to be able to live a life with dignity?
Making sure that people have the financial wherewithal to sustain themselves is critical to us. Helping older adults who are low income take benefit of the subsidies that our public utilities have. Many older adults don't know that they can, by filling out a simple application, can get a discount on their gas bill, on their electric bill, on their water bill. In the most recent past, we help older adults save over $1.3 million.
Right, because a lot of seniors do live on a fixed income and the economy is changing, everything is skyrocketing. What percentages of the homeless population are actually elderly?
That's one of the fastest growing segments of the homeless population, are older adults. The growth year over year has been in between 10 to 12%, which is very significant. We're also seeing that the fastest growing segment of new homeless are people over the age of 50. That's like half of the population that is becoming homeless are doing so later in life, which is one of the areas that we're particularly concerned about, because we're saying, okay, what happened?
Right.
How do we support people earlier and earlier so that they don't get into these situations? You know, a lot of our work is actually talking to older adults who are experienced homelessness. They are the experts, not me. A few years back, I wanted to test work training program for older adults, that they would be provided subsidies to go and learn job skills. And everybody said, you're going to send homeless older adults to work? And I said, well, that's what they were asking me to help them do. And so we did incredibly successfully. The program is still there. It's recognized as a national model because nobody had ever thought to ask
Right.
homeless older adults, what would be the most helpful to you?
Right.
And what they said, I want to contribute to my well-being, so help me retool my job skills. And so we did.
Amazing. So what kinds of jobs are they getting?
They're getting a variety of jobs. Some of them are service jobs. They went to a trade school to learn culinary skills. We've sent people to become lab techs. We have an older adult who actually established a candy store.
Wow.
And what we want to do is support and help them achieve whatever it is that they want to do.
And with that, you're also destigmatizing what it is to be an older person.
Correct.
Another program that your department oversees is the Adult Protective Services.
Adult Protective Services is a program that is available in every county in California for persons who are dependent adults over the age of 18 or older adults over the age of 60 who may be at risk, who may be neglecting themselves, who may be neglecting by others, or who may be abused by other people. We get about 5,000 phone calls a month.
Wow.
From people who tell us something is not right. I am concerned about that person. We send out social workers that are trained to find out what's going on and to offer assistance if assistance is needed.
And let's now talk about the disabled community, which is obviously a big part of your department. What are the specific needs that that community faces, and how are you helping?
Transportation, for example. We have focused very deeply on trying to figure out what transportation resources, what types of programs are the most supportive of adults with disability, working with Metro. Other areas that we're looking at is information, accessibility. How will we be more present and more available and accessible in the lives of residents, whether it be with our partners at 211, our partners in social media, and trying to figure out, how to get that information out there.
Right. So if we are all lucky,
Yes.
all of us will age. What can we do now to plan for retirement?
My biggest recommendation, if we plan in advance, we're more likely to have the kind of life that we hope to create for ourselves.
Planning financially also, and physically, so being active. I know that you've studied this at length. You got your PhD in aging. What can people do today as far as being physically fit so they can live a longer life that's fulfilling?
I want to encourage everybody to take care of themselves, both medically, spiritually, economically. I think when we don't pay attention to ourselves because we're so busy paying attention to other people and we neglect our own well-being, then that's going to jeopardize our ability to age well. Successful agers, they're people who were thinking 5, 10, 15 years ahead, and they were getting ready. I get to see 80, 90-year-old people who have incredible lives, incredible resistance, incredible resilience. And you go, how did they get here? Well, they were always working at it.
Right.
They were always eating better. Start taking care of you right now, because it will be there when you get to be an older adult and you get to benefit from all the investment that you made in taking care of yourself.
So what is one myth you'd like to dispel about the aging population?
The biggest one, older people can't change. They're stuck in their ways. That is absolutely not true. They are adjusting, and the ones that live the longest are the ones that do it the best.
Speaking of changing, at 55, you decided to go back to school.
My doctorate is in social work, and it's from the University of Southern California, School of Social Work. I was done with school, just like everybody else. I had a career. I was thinking of retirement. And then I started to see the changing reality of older adults in relation to homelessness. And I started to get very, very angry. I knew that part of what I needed to do was to go back to school and start thinking through what were going to be possible solutions to support older adults who were experiencing being unhoused or who were in high risk of becoming homeless. Our homeless employment program was one of my ideas, which was, we can help people do better for themselves. I highly encourage anybody at any age to go back to school and to learn and to continue to develop yourself, your skills.
You're a living example of it's never too late. You can always evolve. You can always get another degree or learn a new vocation and start the next chapter of your life at any age.
Lifelong learning. I highly encourage it. I think it keeps all of us vibrant and excited.
Can you describe the mission of your department in one sentence.
To help people live as independently as possible in wherever they want to live, to support them in whatever they define is their best life.
How can people learn about the programs that your department offers?
Call 211, or you can look in our website. We're at ad@lacounty.gov. Reach out to us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.